Always the Italians add a lot to this over here. You'll hear them. They support their athletes in a big way down under here in Australia.
Netta's really done so much in her career, 9 singles and 15 doubles titles. She was the #1 doubles player in the world back in 2011. And also Fed Cup. She's done so well in Fed Cup, the Italians winning again this year. 2 women ranked above her in the rankings, Sarah Irani and Roberta Vinci, who are the world doubles champions.
Well, it was Schiavone that started all that, wasn't it? And I can remember when, at the French Open, when she won the French Open, and women's tennis in Italy was not that big. And then the further Schiavone went in the tournament, there were more Italians shown up, more Italian officials from the federation showed up, and there was a stack of them there for the final. And that took women's tennis in Italy right through. And then they had Vinci and Irani as the doubles champion, and then Panetta has come back, and sadly it has been Schiavone that's fallen off the bill.
Yeah, whereas Panetta, she has really come back with a vengeance. And she started just before Francesca won at the French. She was the first Italian woman to get into the top 10 back in 2009. So they've really led the way, Schiavone and Panetta. Fan favourite, Agi Radwanska has picked up that WTA award for the last 2 years.
We talked about both similar games. What can we look for here in the strengths? Both of them good, solid campaigners off the ground. They move, both of them move very, very well around the court.
Well, they both absorb the pace well, but they'll be playing that similar game. And I think in terms of a weakness, it's probably the serve, and they'll be looking to exploit each other's serves. And Radwanska, you will see the way she moves the ball around the court and really sets up the points.
I remember watching her play the final at Wimbledon against Serena, and everybody thought, well, this is going to be a rout. And on the losing end, but she defended very well. We're just about ready to get underway with Radwanska to serve. You can hear the Italians there cheering that first error from Radwanska. See both players, as Karen mentioned, not overpowering in the serve. That one just 138k, but lots of control.
Well, I think Radwanska also will have a few issues with the sun down that end of the court. And she'll be just trying to get a high percentage of first serves in. Not much pace at the moment.
Well, both players have not been in Perth for a long time, and they've had a little bit of a run on the court this morning. So the pace of the court is something that they will have to get used to, and there'll be a feeling out process to start off with.
Well, one of the hallmarks of the Radwanska game is variety, tremendous variety, and really keeps her opponents off balance, always throwing in angles and drop shots, and a fine example early in this match.
30-15. That one again, just 143k, but well placed right down the tee, right down the middle. Yeah, the lob goes long, so the opening game of this year's Hopman Cup goes to Poland. They lead 1-0.
Interesting tactic there from Panetta, drawing Radwanska in, and I think we'll see a lot of that cat and mouse stuff with these two. Well, straight up, more speed on that first serve from Panetta at 165.
That's something that she did well in New York, was serve particularly well, consistently well. We mentioned Panetta has been as high as the top 10 in the world. Radwanska reached number 2 in the world in 2012. It was by way of the Wimbledon final and a lot of other good results as well. Won just over 14 million in career prize money, Radwanska. Top of the tape, had a little bit of a look and fell back. 40-15 now. Oh, that was in. She's going to challenge that. That was a great effort from Flavia Panetta there to track that one down. A good effort. We just saw the defensive abilities there from Radwanska. Oh, it was long. Good challenge there from Radwanska.
Good movement from both women in that point. And Panetta in November of this year, she was the star on the Italian version of Dancing with the Stars, Ballando con la Stella, and there were some amazing moves on the dance floor from her. She's very fit too.
Well, 40 love here, and she's let that slip away. Both players, as I mentioned, going through that filling out process down the middle of the court throughout that rally.
It really takes a while to adjust to new conditions.
Get a good first serve. Yes, there was the serve that set it up. Again, well placed. Got the short reply. And with the two-fisted backhand, that's the shot of choice with the two-handers. If they can get that right down the line, it's a good one. So it's 1-1.
Lovely shot of Panetta's. See that throughout this match, not so much off that short ball, but even in the rallies, the backhand down the line, terrific.
Getting that off forehand from Radwanska off the short ball.
She really disguises her shots well, Radwanska, and the opponent doesn't really know how hard, what pace it's going to be hit at, and she can generate easy pace with the same sort of stroke. Oh, she knew what she wanted to do there,
Yep.
and just not quite in rhythm yet.
Didn't miss by much, this one. Again, weight going forward, threads the needle down the line just wide. Well, Radwanska won't be happy with that last one. Doesn't make too many errors in her matches usually. Well, a little bit of deception there because Panetta looked as though she was picking the drop shot, and with the same movement of the racket, it was pushed deep and she missed the forehand. So game point for a 2-1 lead. That one finds the net in the rally, so it is Poland leads 2-1 opening set.
Poland leads 2-1.
See, rather warm conditions, and as happens at the Australian Open, the ball kids are out there with the umbrellas to give the players a little bit of shade. Get out of the sun just for a minute in the changeovers. Take in some liquid, and that's a good ploy today as the warm weather to keep yourself hydrated. Radwanska on the changeovers really uses a lot of, I guess, emotion. There's lotion on the hands to keep the hands, like pretty much every changeover she gets, that's just probably a habit that she has. Different coloured fingernails there, KP.
Well,
You're a fashion expert.
Oh, look, I think Aga is the fashion expert.
Yeah.
She likes fashion, makeup. Don't think she steps out without mascara. Enjoys all of that. Typical 24-year-old, really.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of frustration showing there from Panetta, not happy with that shot.
There's good depth off the return of serve, but a very nice reply from Panetta, who threw it back deep. There's that serve once more. Every time she gets that first serve in, she's won 5 out of 6 of the points when she's got that serve in.
Well, Panetta has the edge in the power department in the serve for sure. And will do well if she can get a high percentage of first serves in. Because Radwanska able to take advantage of that second serve. Very strong returner. She will do something with that return and take the initiative in the point.
You made that point earlier that it was going to be the second serve that would make a big difference in this match. And it's certainly that way so far with Panetta when she gets the first serve in successful. But there's another big one right down the middle. Pretty consistent serving at the 86. She's won 6 or 7, but the first serve percentages only show that it's 54%. So there's another good serve. So 3 big serves there, gets Panetta out of a little bit of trouble. It's 2 games all. Hyundai Hopman Cup. 14 minutes of action here, the 26th version of it here at the fabulous Perth Arena. Well, that's good judgment. And again, drawing her opponent into the net and playing the lob.
Well, it's obviously a strategy Flavia has decided is going to work out here to draw her in. And she hasn't had much luck with the lob, but it's a good idea to try that, mixing it up.
Yeah, the problem with that drop shot from way back behind the baseline there is that it bounces rather high on this surface. And look where she plays this from, behind the baseline, and Panetta very quickly moves onto it.
Another well-placed serve from Radwanska. That one with a little more sting on it at 161. Oh, Panetta with plenty of time there to get around and really be aggressive with her forehand. On that second serve, it was pretty slow at 112. She bounces around with some good footwork.
The one thing when you make that decision, you've got to go for the winner, haven't you? Otherwise, you can see how much open court there would be there. Well placed again. 30 all.
And again, Panetta able to really go on the attack with that second serve easy pickings.
30-14.
First break point of the match. Set up with this forehand.
You could just feel the pressure that Radwanska was under when she missed that first serve and came up with a very tentative second delivery.
Terrific footwork again has eluded both these young ladies, move well around the court. Good first serve, saves the day.
Use.
And there's that backhand down the line from Panetta. One of her favourite shots.
Advantage Italy.
Where she plays this one from. Basically an off backhand, well struck, pushed away from the body. That's the difficult one. Break point again. That was a well-played point from both ends of the court. Boy, oh boy. Just shows you Radwanska, the anticipation she had in that mid-rally.
Use.
This one here, where she was over there to make that shot.
Yes, just showing the way she uses the entire court, Radwanska. She looked in trouble early in the point and was able to turn it around.
Well, had a bit of a problem, but as you mentioned, I think that's a little bit to do with the sun at that end of the court.
Yes, right where the toss would be going, so she'd be adjusting her toss a little down there. And the pressure her opponent is exerting.
Third break point. Look at a second serve.
Oops.
Yes, that was an opportunity. Just didn't move to the ball. Let it get a little bit too low.
Advantage Poland.
Very happy to land that first serve. Makes such a huge difference.
Use.
Well, very close one there, going for the lines, Radwanska. In this game, a real struggle for her.
Oh, that is well done. Couldn't quite get enough on the backhand. She had the opportunity.
Use.
Well, great work from Radwanska. coming in. Lovely reflex volley there. Very deft around the net. In fact, in every department, great hands.
That's the one I like. She gets down on defensive mode from behind the baseline and nearly puts the left knee on the ground as she makes contact. This is a long game, this one. And it's the first game point she's had for a while. There it is again. Just misses. Well, a well-played game from Radwanska there. Down 4 break points, and she battles her way through and now leads 3 games to 2.
Well, Radwanska did well to get out of that game, but I think from Panetta's point of view, I think it's the one that got away. Had a couple of chances there.
He's had one chance on that two-fisted backhand. It was a good reflex volley, but the shot from that Panetta hit was straight at the body, wasn't it? It was didn't put her under too much pressure. But a well-played game, so things are literally heating up here.
Some very testing rallies, both moving the ball around the court. So, of course, they're both having to cover a lot of court out there.
8 days of action. Hope you're joining us around the world for this Hyundai Hopman Cup. It's an invitational event for 8 teams, 1 man, 1 woman, and then they play a singles each and then a mixed doubles, which decides the tie of the day. And there's a good look at the Perth Arena with the match update there. The winners, Panetta, 7-2, unforced errors. Panetta's been trying to make the pace, so therefore the unforced errors. And that's Radwanska's game. As Karen mentioned, she doesn't make a lot of errors. It's just counter-punching and technique and court placement, shot placement that wins the matches. And obviously tenacity in that last game there, down 4 break points.
Probably the most uncharacteristic stat there was the 8 unforced errors, 9 now, against Radwanska's name. She'll often go through matches only making 3 or 4 errors.
Great anticipation again. She anticipated that cross-court forehand. The racket's back as she makes a move to get that shot, and then there's plenty of time to smack it down the line.
Radwanska missed that one, but her court positioning, she's trying to be very aggressive with her returns. So when she's meeting that first serve that's coming at 150, 160, she's inside the court trying to move forward onto it. Oh, magnificent. It's the anticipation, isn't it, of Radvanska? It is just superb. She makes it look easy, and some of these gets are extremely difficult.
Well, the good part about it, when she hits a good shot, she anticipates where the next one is going to go if her opponent can get it back. So she's halfway there by the time the result.
Well, as a small player, she's often been likened to Hingis, hasn't she, Fred? That same craft around the court and ability of anticipation.
Well, the first opportunity now for Radvanska. Panetta's had 4 break points on the last service game and was not able to convert. Now there's an opportunity for Poland here. First break point opportunity they've had in this set. Well, she missed it. Tried to keep the ball in play, gave the forehand a little bit more air, a little bit more margin over the net throughout that rally.
Poland leads 4 games
Like
to
that, and then this goes for this one.
Well, there's always, you're feeling you have to go to it for that big shot against Radvanska. That's what she really pushes her opponents into, going for that little bit too much, because she just defends so well.
Well, the first break point opportunity she converts, so Poland now lead 4-2.
Oh, great job from Panetta putting that back in behind Radvanska, who had a weight moving in the other direction. Radvanska heading back to the middle of the court. Clever play from the Italian.
It'll work pretty hard to win a point here.
Don't you ever. What a great rally. And smart play from Radvanska. Panetta on the attack. She puts this lob up. The next one, which is tough down that end with the sun up there, but Panetta, great doubles player that she is, very comfortable around the net.
18 strokes in that rally.
Oh, got her. Wrong-footed.
30.
Could only watch that one. Heading in the other direction.
Look at that, 9 of 9 at the net, Radvanska. When she gets in there, she's pretty good with the volley. Yes, right in the corner, that one.
Well, Panetta knows that she does have to go for her shots when she gets the opportunity. That was perfect.
Break point now to get back on serve.
Use.
Interesting change of pace there from Radvanska in that point. It's another thing that is so difficult for opponents to read. Not just the type of shot, but the pace that she puts on it.
Advantage Italy.
This is her 6th opportunity. She's not wasted, but she's let 5 of them slip, and this one's gone as well. Juice once more.
Use.
And that has to get very frustrating when you know you've had all those break points. Your opponent's only had 1 and been able to convert that.
Advantage.
Very rarely does Radvanska sort of overplay things. Here she's got her opponent way behind the baseline, doesn't take any risks, just gets it up high enough to make sure she gets it over the top of the net. Game point for a 5-2 lead. Oh, well done. Took the extra step and was able to get balanced enough to make a brilliant two-handed backhand down the line for a 5-2 lead.
Games to 2.
What I love about watching Radvanska is the way she makes those points look easy, but they are so not easy. Just her ability to move that ball, to massage it around the court and get her opponent out of position, making Panetta work very hard. And Flavia would be feeling, you know, I'm so close out here. I've had all of these break point opportunities and the frustration just must be building so much for her.
Polish fans right behind their charge there. The T-shirts and the hats going for them. It's rather warm down there at courtside. Again, the players have their own sort of mixtures as far as their beverages are concerned. With the electrolytes, trying to keep them hydrated, and there she's followed that up with a sip of water. They all have their coaches make the mixtures that helps them throughout the day. There's a good look at the arena here at Perth, the scoreboard up high in the background, and there are the Polish fans. There's that moisturiser that she puts on that just to dab every changeover pretty much. Palm of the hand, rubs it in. And,
Must be helping her with the grip.
must
Yep.
be something to do with the grip.
A sticky, something sticky I'd say, as opposed to a moisturiser, which would probably make it slip
Slippery,
more.
yeah.
Yep.
.37 minutes of play here, and Poland stand at 5-2 in this opening set. Oh, that's just brilliant play. That's a great angle. Did a good job to get to that, let alone come up with the
Love 15.
angle.
Well, it's the sort of point that shows why Radvanska has been as high as number 2 in the world. Number 5 now. Classy.
Had the court, had the open court.
Love 13.
This is really turning into a story of frustration for Flavia Pennetta. An opportunity there. Good pick up on that previous volley from Radwanska. She's great when they're down round her toes.
Hasn't dropped a point yet from the net. Well, a wild forehand, one of the few wild forehands we've seen. But that brings up now set points now for Radwanska and Poland in this opening set. Love 40.
Replay the point.
Yeah, and Pennetta signalled that ball good. Hopman Cup's played in a very good spirit. And that one, a very quick overrule from the line judge, which also is a good move. Still set point. Well, Poland has done it. They've won the opening set of this year's Hopman Cup 6 games to 2. There's the Italians making themselves heard. It was a pretty close first set there for a number of games as Radwanska's just taking a comfort break. Lots of liquid here needed here, and as we talked about the fact they've both come in from Europe from rather cold conditions, and it's very warm here in Perth. But it was a close contest, number of break points, 6 of them in total for Pennetta. And see, she's feeling that she's been running around too with a bit of a glow.
Well, it's hot out here, and they've been in cold climes coming from Europe, so it is an incredibly big adjustment for them to make for this opening match of the season. That's what they're here for.
Yep.
Get some good tennis, represent their country, acclimatise to the conditions here very quickly.
Yeah, players go from here, some down to Hobart, some to Sydney, and then down to Melbourne Park and the Australian Open. Players love to come here in Perth for that reason. They get good competition, both in the men's and the women's singles, so 3 to 4 good matches. And the Italian fans that have been cheering Pennetta along. Not a cloud in the sky here today, coming out of the arena early. There's beautiful conditions here. They get the wind, they get a breeze that comes through here that's called the Fremantle Doctor. Fremantle is just a little further south of Perth, and it's just one of the things that happens over in the west. Every afternoon the breeze comes through.
Aggie Radwanska has left the court for a bathroom break after a pretty impressive first set of tennis here. It's like she wrote the script for this set. Had the ball on a string on many of those points, but early in the match, Pennetta had a whole heap of break points, 6, in all and unable to convert, and it was like Radvanska almost crafted that as well to just frustrate her opponent even more, getting out of some pretty tight situations with some marvellous play. Incredible anticipation, changes of pace, all sorts of angles that Radvanska used. And really, I think frustration is the word for Flavia Pennetta, and Radvanska
at the back of the court. There she comes, and taking that liquid in again, and there's 4 break points in that one game. I think that's the one that turned it around, because that would have given Pennetta 3-2, and instead of Radvanska got out of that game and led 3-2, and then had her first break point, the only one, and broke on that first point for 4-2, and has run out a 6-2 winner in the first set.
Well, Radvanska got better from that point, from that 5th game on, and Pennetta certainly dropped off, feeling pressure to go for more shots and coming up with more unforced errors.
Second set. Radvanska to serve.
Yeah, the break points have to be the stat of that opening set. Radvanska only having 2 and converting both, and Pennetta having 6 for none.
I think that's the most important. More than anything else. Called wide. That was an overrule from the chair, I believe.
Pennetta is challenging call on the right buzzer line. The ball is called out.
I thought the line judge signalled it good, and I believe it was an overrule from the chair, so Pennetta has challenged it. Good call from the chair on the far sideline.
40 love.
Oh, that's great execution, good timing, beautifully executed drop volley. First game, second set to Poland, 1-0 they lead.
And perfect start to this second set for Radvanska. Full stretch with that angle volley. And again, it's the placement, her ability to know where the racket head is at any given moment.
First set summary, the stats there.
And the first serves, I still think it's those break points that's the most telling statistic. Winners 10-6, Pennetta going for more shots, fewer unforced errors from Radvanska, especially as the set went on.
12 for 12 at the net. She like that. Anybody'd like that.
Love 15.
Second serve, points 1. Pennetta not doing very well in that department. The first serves, when she got the first serve in, she's had a pretty good return rate.
Well, that'll feel better. First point of this second set for Panetta. Just really trying to get things together out here.
30-15.
She knows.
That's too good.
It's just superb to watch, isn't it?
Yep.
The way that
Well-constructed point. It was a good second serve, and from there on, it was all Radwanska. She took total control of the point.
just too good when she gets forward in the court.
Well done for Panetta. 1-1, second set.
Well, Panetta knew how important that first service game was for her, not to let Radwanska think that she was rolling over out here. She is fighting to try and stay in this match, assert herself early in this second set.
A couple of pretty good overheads, hasn't she?
Very solid on the overhead, doesn't miss too many of those. I've seen her described as the magician, and I think it's a very apt description because she's does create a bit of magic out there on the court.
I was just thinking that it is Panetta that's been doing most of the road work. Well, there's an ace. Hyundai, as they've done over the years, donate $100 for each ace, and it goes to various charities. Had a bunch of them when John Isner was going at full speed last year here.
I'm sure we'll see a few this year as well.
Exactly. There's 4 of them up there, so there's been 4 aces served in this opening match so far. Oh, the tweener. A little bit of cat and mouse here.
There is, and as this one goes up, just watch her adjusting the racket as she's going back thinking, what am I going to do with this? Changes the grip around and decides to go for the tweener. Not quite.
40-15. Yes, just too much pace pushed back deep into the court.
She's challenging it.
Well, you didn't say straight away.
Oh, okay. She's being pulled up that she didn't do a quick enough challenge.
No, I think it was good anyway. But it's 2-1 Poland.
Poland leads 2-1.
Just making a few adjustments to the wardrobe out there. Tag sticking into her. That point where Radvanska tried the tweener and missed it, she did a bit of road work in that point. Like she was puffing a little after that, but most of the time does not look like she's working out there, even though she is.
First match of the day, first match of the Hyundai Hopman Cup 2014 version. And there's the women's singles. The men's singles will follow here. It's 3 matches, men and women's singles, and then a men's singles, and then the mixed doubles. And that's what it's been all about here at the Hopman Cup. We've seen some really exciting finishes when they finish up at a set apiece, because a lot of the men don't play mixed. And gets to some very strange stuff in the mixed. Very exciting finish to the day. Maybe that will happen today. The men's match will put Andreas Seppi, who was here last year, up against the man that has come here as a fill-in, as a replacement. Here's Greg Panfil from Poland. A lot of pressure for him.
It's a late replacement for the injured Jerzy Janowicz.
He apparently had a foot injury, Janowicz.
30-15.
That's another couple of $100 for charity there. 2 aces in this game. 1 ace there.
Bit of superstition there, I think, from Flavia, wanting the balls thrown from a particular side.
And taking advantage of a rather short second serve there, Radvanska stepping inside the baseline. The forced errors, Radvanska makes very, very few of them. Panetta been under the pump under that one. Just the pace of the return was too much for it.
That's another stat that you'll see as a hallmark of Radvanska's matches. She does force a lot of errors, not so many outright winners.
Yes.
To also draw the double faults, stepping into the court, being aggressive.
Well, there you can see Panetta driving herself there, because when she gets the first serve in, it's okay. But when she doesn't, she's only won 3 of 16 in the entire match. So that tells the story itself right there. Boy, that's good footwork from Panetta. Anticipated that one, was there, was able to make that roundabout waist high.
It's hard to hit an effective drop shot on this surface, and that one's sitting up a little bit too high. Panetta moving very well up to it, though.
So it's 2-all.
One of her great strengths, her consistency, usually her movement, tactics on the court. Of course, Radwanska, they are her great skills as well.
Love 15. Love 13.
A bit more forceful there, the play from Panetta. Got herself in a good position in this game. A bit more spring in her step. A bit for Radwanska to think about. There's that fine line again, going for it. Instead, coming up with the error and the frustration word again.
A little bit of bad luck there. Opened the shoulders on that forehand, but again, it was Radwanska. She'd anticipated that shot. She was there. 30-all.
This is a great shot from Radwanska, and again it's the disguise. That could have gone anywhere. She really waits until that last split second before showing a hand.
Allows again right there. A brilliant play from Radwanska. She leads 3-2, 1 set to love.
POL leads 3-2.
Well, that last point really tells the story of this match. It was a second serve that Panetta really would have felt she should either hit a winner from or set the point up for herself. Instead, Radwanska is able to run the next ball down, anticipate it, make it tough for Panetta, and the point's over.
Quite incredible, actually, because it was a good forehand. She made the return from about 20 feet behind the baseline, 5 or 6 metres behind the baseline, and then picked the next forehand. And it was all over. It just balanced on the two-fisted backhand as though it was just set up for her.
Seems to be doing quite a bit of manipulation of that right hand in the breaks. But there's no...
Hyundai Hopman Cup Women's Singles, and that's the scoreline. The number 1 seeds here, Poland. Radwanska leading the Italians, Flavia Panetta. And they're the first serve percentages there of Panetta, 55%. But when she gets that first serve in, it's pretty good. But 24%, 1 of 4. The second serve is not going to do it.
Well, Fred, we said at the outset that the serve would be a huge factor, and the second serve particularly, and Radwanska's ability to take advantage of the Panetta second serve, and it certainly panned out that way.
Well, when you're growing up and starting to play the game, your coach always used to say, well, hey, most coaches anyway, that you're only as good as your second serve. That's another well-played volley. Both these young ladies are fine at the net. They're both comfortable in that position. And it just showed right there the execution of that backhand volley.
Oh, that is superb. Just playing for her opportunity then. Unloading with the off forehand. It's a massaging power that she uses. It just looks so effortless.
You see just that little bit of extra pace as the speed of the racket head through that last forehand a little bit more. Well, this is a little frustrating for Panetta there. A very close one, but called wide. There was no challenge, so it's a break point now for Poland. And the half volley, just the short one, forces Panetta to do a lot more running. Not able to get there, so Poland now with a 4-2 lead in the second set.
And Radwanska still flawless when she moves forward in the court. Won 15 of 15 points at net. You wouldn't know that she'd just flown from somewhere where it's, you know, minus 15 degrees and probably hasn't played on a hard court for a while. I don't think they've got any in Krakow. Had Christmas with the family there.
More aggressive again off that second serve. Both players have been able to take advantage of second serves and set up points. But it's been Panetta that hasn't been able to convert those opportunities when she's had the break points, and Radwanska has. She's 3 for 3 on break points.
Tough to outsmart Radwanska.
15 on.
I think a little bit of desperation here from Panetta. And of course, Radwanska has a younger sister, Ursula, who also plays on the tour. She's currently ranked around 40. So I would have had Christmas with her. Calls her best friend as well as sister. Only thing she doesn't like about having her on tour is when they do have to play each other. Makes them both very unhappy.
Well, a wild forehand there. Did the right thing, or stepped around to take advantage of a short second serve, but the execution wasn't too good. It was very deep. Bad miscue, missed by a couple of metres, this one. So 40-15. That one on the line, so an ace there, another $100 to charity, and Poland leads 5 games to 2, 1 set to love.
Poland leads 5 games to 2.
Calling for the towel and the umbrella. Hot conditions out there.
Yeah, she'll be happy to try and wrap this one up, I would think, and it's been a pretty impressive performance, I think, from both young ladies for the first match of the year, as they've come from rather cool climes to get here, and Perth at this time of the year is rather warm, a bit pleasantly warm today, but they'll feel it out on court. An hour and 11 minutes so far for the match. Currently out there 28 degrees Celsius in the shade. That's probably a little bit more in here, but going to get up to in the 30s today. Well, a must-win service game here for Italy.
Great depth there from Radwanska.
Love 15.
Doing a great job of staying on or inside the baseline, and dictating terms out here. Well, she's put a lot of pressure on the Panetta second serve.
Love 13.
Standing well inside the baseline, very aggressive with the returns, but not overplaying things, as you said, Fred.
Controlled aggression, isn't it?
It is.
Stepped in there, and that's 2 of 8 now, and just only 25% still from that second serve from Panetta. That's probably a smart play down the middle of the court, because she anticipates from side to side. She'd moved over there for the cross-court forehand, Radwanska. On that occasion, straight down the middle was the play. 15-30. Well, that miss there, a forced error there from Panetta, brings up match points for Poland to win this opening match of the first tie of the Hopman Cup, the Hyundai Hopman Cup 2014, Italy and against Poland. That'll do it. Got the short ball and execution was on target once more. So Poland with Agnieszka Radwanska wins the opening match here 6-2, 6-2 in pretty good style, KP.
Well, an impressive outing for Radwanska, no doubt. Took it all in her stride. First match of the season, and I think came out showing us some of her subtle best. Beautiful, beautiful play from the Polish player today, the world number 5. And really putting the pressure on Panetta, frustrating her into making too many errors and really shutting down her serve with those good returns, stepping in on the second serve and putting so much pressure on the first serve for her to land that first serve.
Well, there's Flavia Panetta acknowledging the support of the Italian crowd here.